So yesterday we talked about the editions, the different editions we have, and the object and the record. Okay. So apart from all the editions, we have the developer edition, which we are right now logged in. So that's a free version. If you don't log in into our developer edition for 6 months, then it will be blocked by the Salesforce automatically. Okay. Um, so you guys remember what is an object? Can anyone say something about that?
Uh,
The object is to store the data.
yeah.
Yeah. As today as we have seen in the Excel.
Yes. Record and date object.
Yeah. The object stores the data in the form of fields, and
Yes.
that each each of the row, like each of the row in the Excel, that represents a record, right? So we have two types of objects in Salesforce: standard objects and custom objects. Standard objects are the objects which are provided by the Salesforce. Okay. For the customer requirements, the standard objects are provided. See, when we are purchasing, we'll get some features. That features are nothing but the standard objects, and there are some other features also. We'll see about that later. Okay. So the features also include the standard objects, and the custom objects are the objects which will be created by the persons who purchase the edition to satisfy their criteria. To meet their criteria, they'll create the custom objects and store the data. Okay. So now yeah, I want to go through this flow. So whenever someone asks you what is a CRM flow, so this is a defined CRM flow by Salesforce. There are many other objects, okay, but this is the flow the Salesforce is defined. Like from first, it will start from the products, which you can see in the organization DevOrg, which you logged in right now. Products, then campaigns. See, when we have the product, then only we can do some campaign for that product, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we do the campaigns, we'll get the leads. What is mean by lead in general? Lead is a person who is interested in our product. For example, we went to some shopping mall or some exhibition to campaign our product. Or when you go to shopping malls, you can see the new cars or mobiles campaigning over there, right? So whoever goes to the shopping mall, they'll go and visit that particular mobile or car. Okay, that person, he's interested in that product. Some person go and take the details. Okay, so they are all called leads in the CRM terminology. Okay, and from the leads, see, when they collect the data, okay, the sales representative, the marketing reps will be doing the campaigns, right? And whoever goes to their campaign, whoever visits their campaign, they'll collect their data, right? They'll give some form, or they'll simply take the email and phone number. Okay, so why they collect the data? Because they have their leads, so that they can call that person and says, so sir, you have shown interest in our product. Where are you coming to meet our office, or something like that. They're going to make the calls, they're going to make the emails regarding their product. Okay, if the person is really interested, the lead, okay, if the person is really interested, he will be taking forward with that product, right? He will be going forward, he will ask the discount or the quantity, how much he needed, etc., etc., with the company, right? So once the lead is qualified in the sense, it's that if the company feels that okay, this person is going to purchase my product, then they will qualify that lead. That means they will think that lead as a hot lead for them, because from the lead they are going to generate the revenue. If that person purchases a product, who is going to get the revenue? The company, right? So once they think the lead is qualified, they will convert that lead into an account. Okay. So, and an opportunity and a contact. Three things will be created. First, account, contacts, and opportunity. Okay. Account is to store that person, if that person is want to purchase the product for their company. Okay, not for himself, for his company. Okay, he want to purchase 10 laptops for his company. So in the account, that particular company information is stored, and in the contact, the person, point of contact to this account. Who is a point of contact to Apple company? There will be some point of contact. We cannot go and meet anyone in the company, right? So that person, whoever approached us to purchase the 10 laptops, that person's his personal details is stored in the contact, his company details stored in the account, and the product which he selected, that detail stored in the opportunity. Okay, is this clear till this?
Yes.
Any doubts here?
No.
Okay, so here it will continue again. See, once they create account, opportunity, or contact, that doesn't mean that the particular person is purchased their product. Still the conversation is going between the company and that person. Okay, till now the conversation went from like leads. Now it will go from the contact or opportunity. Once the opportunity is created, then in the opportunity, what we store the product information. Okay, and from this, once the products are created, the interested products, then they will create the quotation. Okay, so in general also, when we want to purchase something like a washing machine or a laptop or anything, first we'll go to the shop and get the quotation, right? The how much quantity we want to purchase and any discounts they are offering. So this will the quotation will be having this kind of information, and the quotation will be sent to the customer. If he agreed with the quotation, like if he is okay with the price whatever quoted, he'll come back. Otherwise he'll come back saying, okay, I don't have this much budget, can you give some discount, something like that. The conversation will go from here, from the opportunity. See here, lead is a person who is interested in our product, who have interest, and opportunity. See, account will have the information of that particular person's company. Contact is the person's personal information. Opportunity. Opportunity. What is opportunity in general? Why they are calling here as opportunity? What is opportunity in general? It's a chance, right? It's a
Yeah.
good chance. It's a chance to do something good or get something good, right? So here also the opportunity, why the company is calling this as opportunities, that they got an opportunity to sell their product so that they can make some money. So opportunity is a revenue generating event for the company. So whenever someone asks you what is opportunity, you must say it's a revenue generating event or revenue generating kind of thing. Okay, so here the conversation again goes from the opportunity. They send the codes, customer will accept or reject. They send the codes again with the discount. So that conversation will goes up, and finally this opportunity will be won or lost. If the customer purchases, he says he is okay with the quoted price, and he purchased the product, then the opportunity will be won. And if the customer is not satisfied with the quoted price and he did not purchase it, then the opportunity is lost. Okay. So if the opportunity is won, that means he purchased our products. Okay. So he may get any like installing issues or any kind of maintenance issues with the product. What he will do, what the customer has to do, he has to contact the customer care or helpline, right? So from there the cases starts, this flow starts. Till that if he don't purchase opportunity, there's no case. If he purchase the product, then the case, this flow starts. He can raise the cases to the company. He can call to the customer care number and say, I'm having so and so issue. Then the support representatives will take care of the cases. So once the case is raised, they must have to provide some solution, right? The case should have some solution. They have to send their executive to fix that, or they will say the steps to do us by ourselves. Okay. So after all this, the top level management want to see the reports and dashboards. Report is a information which you can see in the tabular format, like there are no graphics. We can see the reports same in Excel, how we see the data in rows and columns. Okay, dashboard is a graphical representation of reports, like we have uh, graphs in our childhood. We used to have x axis, y axis, we have graphs, like so the dashboards are similar to that. Okay, it's a graphical representation of reports. Okay,
Okay.
so in the reports the top level management want to see how many leads they got by this month, this week. Okay, how many campaigns we conducted this quarter, how many opportunities are closed won this quarter, this month, how much revenue we generated. Here, in the opportunity itself, the revenue is calculated, right? It's a revenue generating event. The amount of, so for example, a particular customer purchased two products, each of $1,000. That means we have generated $2,000 this week. So they want to see the report. Okay. So that will be done by the reports. How many cases are raised this month, this week, or today? How many are closed, how many are in pending, how many are in new. So everything they can see through the what's happening in their organization. They can see through the reports. Okay. It also helps them to improve the reports. It also helps them to improve their business and also help them to gauge how their employees are working, how their sales representatives are working, how their service representatives are working. Okay. For example, let's say the leads, say the sales representatives will take care of the leads. Market and representative take care of campaigns. Okay. If we don't get, we have conducted a campaign by spending around $10,000. Okay, but we got only 10 leads through the campaign which we conducted in this month. We got only 10 leads. The management will see that through the report. They'll question the marketing representatives, why 10 leads? It's like they are going to gauge the performance of the marketing representatives. So it will also help them to provide the hikes to that their employees. Okay. So this is a flow in any general organization. It goes. See, there are many other hidden things in the back end, but the front end, what you see is like it starts from here and ends here at the reports and dashboards. Right? Did I miss anything? Like you can assume any organization, what happens there.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions with this flow?
No, all good.
Okay. So we have seen the object. Object is to store the data. Like we have to store all these kind of data, right? How many campaigns we conducted, campaigns data, leads generated, leads data. They will collect the leads. Earlier they used to collect the leads in Excel or some in the paper manually. Okay. So if they collect using that, they can come to the Salesforce and they can enter here in the lead object, provide all the data here in the leads object. They have to do that because there is a report is going to run every day to see how many leads are created. They have to provide the data in each of the things. See, this is a product catalog. As we see in any online site, we'll see all the product catalog, right? Here also, it stores all the products the company is manufacturing. Okay. And if any case comes in, the customer, if some person called to the customer care number and says so and so problem, then they must record that. Record in the sense they must have to create that case in this case object. They must store that information in the case object. Okay. So here we have the standard and custom objects. So these are all the standard objects we have. Okay. So if the customer have some requirement that they want to store some more some other information, like they want to have some recruiting. Okay. They want to track the number of positions open in their organization, number of candidates applied for that each position. They want to track these kind of information. We don't have any such object to store here. Do we have any position object or candidate object in Salesforce standard? We don't have that. So you can go and create a custom object for that. Okay. So as we have seen the like objects, now we'll see the fields. What are the different types of fields we have? I'll show in Excel first. Okay. These are the fields we thought yesterday. Name. So what we store in the first name? We store the name of the person which is in the form of text. Okay, so this field must be of type text. Field type, remember this, field type should be text to store the text. Last name, same text. Email, this email will be having some format, right? We'll be having the @ symbol in the email. If somebody entered it simply, this should not allow. It should have @ symbol. There is some format. So that is of type email. Email will be having its own type which is called email type. Okay. If we enter like this, it should not allow us to do like this. Okay. Phone number. Phone number is also having some format. Like we should enter plus symbol, or simply we can enter any digits. It should have only 10 digits. Okay, this phone number have that format, right? So it should not allow us to enter the text in the phone number. Okay, and age, how we represent the age in numbers, right? 23, 24, 22, etc. We can't represent like 23.5. We can't represent this in decimal, right? It's a pure number.
Yeah.
Okay, so the age is of type number. So similarly, each field in Salesforce have some types. Okay, so
Oh.
here we have some system fields. System fields are the fields provided by the Salesforce. When we create any custom object or any standard object, will have these system fields. Okay, created date, when the object was created or when the field was created. The created will show the created date of that object or field. Created by ID. It is nothing but the person who created that particular object or field. Next, last modify by ID. Who is the person last modified that object or field. Anything, not only object or field. For all other things, what we do in the org. Last modified date. System mod stamp. Okay. Last modified by the user or any process like triggers or automation process when we last modified that particular record. Okay, these are the system fields. We can just, these are all logged. Okay, we can just see them. We cannot modify these system fields. They are in the read only system fields. Okay, is this clear with the system fields?
Yes.
Okay, next, name field. In the object, we'll create a record. Okay, as we are going to create a record here. Okay, now how I will represent this record? It should have some name. That is nothing but I have given here as a Neha, which represents the Neha's record. I have another record. Okay, this is the record of Sushma record, and I will be having different record. So I should have something to represent that record, right? That is nothing but the name field. Okay, as you can see, it is a required field. Required is nothing but mandatory field. We must have to give the name to that record so that we can refer that record. Okay. Yeah, you can see it is supposed to be the primary way users distinguish one record from another. How can I distinguish the different record? Let's say I have 1,000 records. How can I distinguish between all the records? Using the name. Okay. See, as we have seen here, we can get the leads. There are 1,000 leads we got. How to distinguish between all the leads? Each lead will be having their own name or email, right? So using the name will distinguish that records. Okay. So is it
Okay.
clear with the name field?
Yes.
Okay. Next, we have some other custom fields. See, these are the standard fields. When we create any object, these are provided by the Salesforce automatically. These are created automatically by Salesforce. Okay. So we can create our custom fields. Okay. So custom fields like email, phone number, age, date of birth, interests. So to capture these kind of information, we need to create some fields. These are all not provided by the Salesforce automatically. So how come Salesforce know our requirement? Okay. So yeah. So there is a field called auto number, which is a generated by the system. Like when we create this auto number is nothing but a sequence kind of number which will increment, like for example it will start, instead of name we can use this auto number. Okay. It will start like this. We have to define this format: lead 01. So first, for the first lead it will be this one. For the second lead it will automatically increase lead 02. That's why it is called auto number. When we create, see, this is name. Name we have to give the, we have to provide the name. Manually we have to enter the name. The auto number, when we create the record, the auto number will be generated automatically. For the first time when we create the record, it will give the number 1. For the second, it will give the number 2. Automatically it will increase. We don't need to do anything with this. We just need to define the format, how the auto number look like. Someone define like this, 01. Someone define like this. Someone define like this, lead 1, 2, 3. Something like that. Okay, we have to define the format for the auto number. Okay. Next we have the checkbox. Checkbox to checkbox. You know checkbox. I think we just need to check something which is a true or
Yeah.
false. Boolean
Yes.
data is nothing but the Boolean is nothing but true or false.
Okay.
Okay. Next we have date or date time. Date is a separate field again. Date time. Date will contain only date. Date time will contain date and time. Okay. Number we have seen. We have to store something numbers. Then we go for the number type field. Then we have email, phone and URL. See, these will be having different format. Email will be having its own format, phone will be having its own format, URL will also have its own format. So when we want to make sure that the users enter the correct format, we have to take these fields: email type, phone type or URL type. Okay. For to store the email, we can also take text, right? Text field. But that will not validate if the user enters simply something like this, the text field. If we take, instead of email, if we take text field, text type, and give the name as email only, type text, field type text, it will not validate, it will simply take. But we want to prevent the users and we need to validate and enter them the correct email ID. Then we have to take the email type and phone and for also URL. Okay, next we have pick list and multi-select pick list. Pick list is nothing but drop downs. In general, I think you have seen that in many places. Drop downs to select some data. Like degree. Degree, for example, if you are filling any form, you will be seeing some degree field where it will show the list of values like BTech, BE, BSc, the list of values. From that you have to pick one.
Yeah.
Okay. So similarly we have in the Salesforce pick list and multi-select pick list. Pick list allows you to select only one value. Multi-select allow you to select multiple values.
Okay.
Multi-select, you can take the pick list of hobbies or the skill set which you can see in the Naukri.com or something. You can
Yeah.
select multiple skills. Okay, so these fields represent uh, that pick list and multi-select pick list. Okay. Next, text and text areas. Okay, it represents the text of various lengths. Text will have only 255 characters. It will allow you to enter only up to 255 characters. And text areas will allow you to, it's a text areas mostly used for the description. Description will be long, right? So you need, if you cannot restrict to 255 characters. It can go up to 500, 1000, 1500 something. So text area will be having 32,000, around 32,000. It will allow you to enter around 32,000 characters. Okay, text is only for 255 characters. Next, currency. To store the currency values. Okay, it will formatted like if your there will be some organization currencies again. If your organization currency is dollars, when you enter any value in the currency field, it will automatically formatted to 100. If you enter 100, it will automatically format to $100. If your organization currency is rupees, if you enter value in the currency field, it will be formatted to 100 rupees. Okay, it's a formatted number type with optional multi-currency support. Okay, next, formulas. Formulas are the read-only fields. For example, if you enter two values and you want to define, you want to show the result in the another value, another field. Okay, for example, we'll take uh, other way we can take. mm, So you want to show the total automatically. So what you do, you'll enter the number 1 and number 2. Then the total should be automatically populated with the 5. So if you want to do these kind of calculations, not only for numbers, for anything, you can do that using the formulas. Okay. Don't confuse with it. We'll see what the formula. Okay.
Okay. Got it.
Next, geolocation. Geolocation, if you enter the latitude and to find the location, if you provide the latitude and longitude of any particular point, it will provide the location, address of that particular latitude, provided latitude and longitude. Calculate the distance and between the location, address. It will allows you to identify the location and calculate the distance between them. Two different locations. Okay, we'll see this two later, but first we'll see all these fields, custom fields and the system fields. Okay, is this clear with the object and fields? Or any doubt with the object and fields?
Mm. No, it's clear for me.
Okay, So now I want to create a custom object called candidate, which I already created in my app. So I want to open any one of yours and I want to create there. Okay. So in the candidate object, I want to store the data of hire. These are the fields I want to store. I want to store the data of this particular person. Data of hire, email, the candidate's email, and I want to see whether his offer is extended or not. Okay, and I want to see the salary what we offer to that particular candidate.
Okay.
Okay, so anyone can
Okay.
open their dev organ, share the screen so that we'll start creating there.
Okay. Yeah.
Sindhu, can I give?
Yeah. Okay. So you can see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Yeah.
Okay, can you give me the mouse control?
Mouse control. Okay.
Okay, I got it.
Okay.
So to create any object, first we'll go to top. Uh, yeah, here you can see your name, right?
Yeah.
Click that name. Okay. So now beside this name, you can see the setup.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Setup is nothing but the similar to the settings in our mobile, right?
Okay.
For example, if you want to change theme, ringtone, or anything, what we do, we go to our settings in our mobile. Similarly,
Yes.
whatever you want to do as an admin or a developer, you need to go to the setup.
Okay.
Okay. So just click setup. Already you are in the setup. Go to scroll down. Go to build. So now you want to build
Okay.
something, objects. So you can go to the create. Create. Click objects.
Okay.
Here you can see the new custom object. Click this new custom object.
Yes.
And now
Okay.
provide the label of your custom object. It is a candidate. To store the, we want to store the candidate's data, right? So give it.
Yeah.
Object name will be taken automatically from the label.
Okay.
We have to open the standard salesforce.com help training window. So select this only. And now see the record name. See, we have seen the name field automatically created by the Salesforce. Okay.
Oh,
Name field will be having two types. One is text. Another one is auto number. Okay. See, if we what happens if we select auto number? Display format. What format it should look like? The format they have given. From when to start? From the 0 or 1. Okay, but for
oh,
our requirement we should have to enter the name of the candidate, so we should take only text.
okay.
Okay, so optional features like allow reports, allow activities, track field history, allow chatter groups. So we have to select this one, allow reports. If you select allow reports, then only you can report on this candidate object. You can see how many candidates we hired this month, this week, this day. Only if you select allow reports, you can get that option to report on this object. If you don't select, you don't get the you don't get access to
Uh,
generate the reports. Okay.
okay. Okay.
We'll see about the allow activities track field history later.
Okay.
And select this one, allow sharing, allow bulk API access, allow streaming API. API is nothing but to connect with the third parties. Okay.
Okay.
From the as we seen yesterday, for example, we want to pull their data. They have some data in the third party database. We want to pull their data to our Salesforce. What we have to do, we have to create an object here and provide the integration between that system and Salesforce and pull the data. And we have to store the data in the custom object. So if we, for the custom object, if we check this to allow bulk API, streaming API, then only we will be able to store the data which is coming from the third party.
Okay.
Okay. So now you have the two things, deployment status. In development, deployed. Okay, in development, if you select in development, then this object will not be available to any people.
Okay.
You can't see this object. Only administrator can see.
Okay.
Okay, if you select deployed, then this object will be visible to all the people, all the
Okay.
users.
Got
Okay,
it.
next, search settings. You can search this. You can, if you select this allow search, you can search records of any users. Any users, search the records of this particular object. Okay.
Okay.
Next, these these two things, add notes and attachments related list to the default page layout and launch new custom tab wizard. Okay. You have to select these two only, see, available only when the custom object is first created. You can't come back and edit and check this again. Only for the first time you have to check this. If you check the notes and attachments, you can see the notes and attachments on the object automatically. And if you
Okay.
select this launch new custom tab wizard, you can create an object. You can create a tab for the object. See what is tab, I will show you. There is these are all the objects, standard objects, right? Campaigns, leads, accounts, contacts, opportunities. So
Yeah.
these are all called objects, but whatever you are seeing, this is a tab bar, home,
Okay. Yeah.
charter. So tab is like a door to any room. Similarly, tab is
Yeah.
like a door to that particular object. If you want to
Okay.
access that object, you must create a tab for it.
Okay.
Okay. Then only you
Yeah.
can go to that object and create the records
Okay.
using the tab. So now we
Okay.
want to create the tab for the candidate objects. Then only we can create the candidate records, right? So,
Yeah.
so if we select this one, it will automatically launches the tab wizard. Otherwise, we have to go to see here. Otherwise, if we don't select this one, we have to go to create and go to tabs again and create a new tab and select this. We'll see this one. Okay. So for now, I am
Okay.
selecting this one. Launch new custom tab wizard and click save.
Okay. Okay.
See now this is the tab wizard. It is allowing us to select the tab style. Each
Style.
tab will be having different styles. You can select anything.
Okay.
So candidates, I will select this people. You can select anything. Okay.
Okay.
And click next. Yeah. Just just make sure that apply one tab to visibility to all profiles. Default on. We'll see what is this later in the later. And click next. See. See now, you have created a tab which is appeared here.
Yeah.
Earlier it was not there. So now you
Yeah. Yeah.
see created by standard
Mm.
standard fields, system
Yes.
fields, created by, modified by. You can see the system fields created by, last modified by, owner, name. Name is also standard system field.
Yeah.
Okay. Name is a standard field, but these created by, last modified by, these are all standard fields
Mm.
provided by the Salesforce. And you can see the custom fields here. There are no custom fields. See, we have
Mm.
created the candidate object where we can
Mm.
see only name. I'll show you. Click the candidate and click new. Create a new record for the to store the candidate data. See, you can see the candidate name only. You have any option to store his age, date of birth, email, phone number, etc. What you have to do? You have to create the fields, custom fields.
Fields.
Okay.
Okay.
Go to the same custom object under the candidate, create new. Click new. And here see, these are the field types. Currency, checkbox, date, time, email, geolocation number, formula, auto
Okay.
number,
Okay.
pick list, multi-select, text area long, rich, encrypted, URL. Okay. So now we want to store the candidate's email ID. So what type we select?
Email.
Yeah, select email, click next and provide the label. Label is nothing but what we see in the user interface. Email
Okay.
itself, right? It should be
Yeah.
uh, user friendly. We can provide the help text. And do you want this email to be required? If you, then you can select required mandatory field. It will become the mandatory field
Okay.
and click next. See, when it is mandatory, it will be visible to all. These are all checked by default. Okay, we'll see what this is in the later.
Okay.
Next, just click next and save. Now you go to your candidate object and click new. See what you are seeing. Email.
Candidate. Oh.
And see here the help text which we provided.
Mm. Oh.
Okay. So now this the red mark here means it's a mandatory field. It's a required field. You
Okay.
can see here the required information. Red mark means.
Yes.
Next, what we want to store. What more? Name, email, and prospect rating. I mean, we can rate the candidates, right, based on his performance. So I
Yeah.
want to create the rating field. So click new. So rating, uh, like
Different.
different rating values we have, right? Like we can rate between those. So we can select the pick list. Show the
Yes.
list of ratings.
Yes.
So we can pick one rating for that particular person. Pick list and click go next. Provide the label. Label is what you see in the user interface. Here you can see whatever the label here you are seeing.
Yeah.
Okay. And click this one, enter values for the pick list. You can provide the rating like hot candidate. Hot means he is having good, very good skill set.
Okay.
Warm, medium skill set, cool, low skill set, something which you can assume,
Yeah. Got
and click next. You can also provide the help text for this also.
it.
Okay. See here now you can't see the required checkbox.
Mm.
For the email field you have seen the required, right, which you selected. Okay.
Yes.
See, only some field types. Email is a type field, right? Some kind of field. Only some type of fields have the required field on them. Okay, only some. We'll see what are those. Okay, just
Okay.
remember this. Only some fields will be having the required. See, now go to the candidate. Just refresh this. Yeah. Now you got your prospect rating, which is an optional type. It's not mandatory one. Okay. You
Yeah.
can see hot, warm, cold.
Okay.
Similarly, you can have as many as fields as per the requirement. Whatever the fields you want, you can create. Okay. Now I have created the fields. Now I want to store the data of candidates. So just click.
Okay.
Save and new. It will create. First I will save this.
Okay.
Now you can see the candidate data stored. See here the notes
Yeah.
and attachments. We checked we checked a checkbox while creating the
Yes.
object, right? So you can attach any notes or files. To this,
Oh.
you can attach the resume of this person, candidate, or his previous experience letters or anything you can attach
Okay.
under this particular candidate. So when you go to that particular candidate, you can see everything at one place instead of storing offer letter at some place, his previous documents at some place, his background check documents at some place. You can store under these candidates, which you can easily search.
Okay.
Okay, just go to the object and create a new record for another candidate. Create a new record for all other candidates. Okay,
Oh.
is this clear? Object creation.
Yes. It is.
Any doubts in this?
No. It's
Pranita?
clear from.
Yeah, Pranita, what about you?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay, okay. So here you can see the field label. It's API name which we use in the coding.
Coding.
Okay. And data type of this field is email, and who is created this field, last modified by, everything is stored in this system fields. See, last modified, modified by, created by, these are all system fields
Yeah.
which we cannot edit. See, when you go to this particular field, are you getting anything to edit? You can, they are all locked.
Yes.
Okay, I'll show here in the record also. In the record also, they are created by, last modified by. Okay, which you can see the lock icon.
Yes.
Okay, these fields are system fields which are locked, read only. But when you
Okay.
go to here to the heart, you can get the pencil icon. That means you can edit. You can double click and edit. This one also you can double click and edit. Name also. But created by and last modified by, you can see the lock icon.
Yes.
Means read only. Lock means read only. You cannot edit them.
Okay.
Okay. Um, can you take the controls, Cindy, so that I could.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah. Any doubts in this?
no, I'm good with this.
Okay. I'll be sending you one task.
Okay.
Okay. To create object and some fields. Okay. I'll be
Okay.
sending an email to you guys, and go ahead and do that. We'll see that tomorrow. Is that okay?
Yes, perfectly fine.
Okay. Um, yeah. So any doubts in the today's session in the object and fields in the Salesforce
No,
CRM flow?
no, I think I'm good. Yeah.
Okay. I'll just show one more thing. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. I'll see, these are all the standard objects: accounts, contracts, products, campaigns, leads, contacts, opportunities. Okay.
Yeah.
You can go to any standard object
Mhm.
which where you can see the sample data. The Salesforce is automatically provided to you. These are all the sample data which you have in your org also. You can click new
Okay.
and create new account record. See, these are all the fields, standard fields provided by the Salesforce.
Okay.
Okay. So you can see here by just clicking this one, view fields or view object.
Okay.
This is a user interface, and this is a setup of that account fields. The account standard fields, account name, number. You can see the data types, and these are the custom fields which I have created.
Okay.
Okay. So just go to, I mean, just go to the standard objects and try creating some records, so you'll get some idea. See the existing records.
Okay.
Okay. And I'll send you one task to create the custom object and fields. We'll see the task in tomorrow class. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Yeah.